Mackenzie Scott, one of the richest women in America, has over $57 billion. Do you know what she did to achieve this? She married well, and then divorced even better. Meanwhile, you are there questioning whether it is worth investing $200 in a savings account. Honey, it is time for you to stop fooling yourself and listen to some brutal truths that nobody has the courage to tell you about getting truly rich. I am Duchess Dollars. I am 35 years old, look 25, and I admit it. I love being rich. If you are tired of putting groceries on your credit card, this video is your cry for help. And look, it is not that you women are doing poorly. 145 million Americans are in debt, and the majority are young women under 35 years old. You are the perfect profile of the national financial disaster. But you know what makes me more outraged? It is that 96 million Americans are in debt and do not even know it. That is right, honey. You might be there, buying with your credit card, thinking everything is fine, and your credit score is already celebrating its anniversary in the basement. The first brutal truth you need to swallow is that 87% of American women believe their husbands understand more about investments than they do. That is exactly what you read. You work, earn your money, but when it comes to investing, you hand over control for him to decide. Honey, you were not born rich, but you also do not need to die being financially illiterate. Do you know why you do this? Because since you were little, they taught you that money is not a woman's subject. But while you were playing with dolls, I was watching my mother negotiate the gas price at the station. The difference is that I learned that money is power, and power is not divided. And it is not just financial ignorance, you see. It is that you also have an unhealthy emotional relationship with money. You think that talking about money diminishes femininity, that charging what you deserve makes you a gold digger. Honey, a gold digger is someone who accepts what they deserve. You were born to have the best, not to beg for crumbs of self-esteem by buying things you cannot afford. Now let us move to the second truth that will hurt. 74% of American women are in debt. Almost 3/4 of you owe money. And do you know the worst part? This is a historic record for the third consecutive year. You are breaking records for being broke, not for success. And why does this happen? Because you spend with guilt. You work all day, come home destroyed, and buy a little gift for your child to compensate for the absence. You buy that blouse you do not need because you deserve it after a difficult week. Honey, guilt is not paid with a credit card. If you do this because you feel bad about working, you have already started wrong. I work because I want more purchasing power, not because I need to justify myself to anyone. The difference is that I buy consciously, you buy emotionally. And then you stay with 38% of your income committed just to paying debt. You work to pay interest, not to build wealth. The third brutal truth is about your relationships. Do you know that married women have greater financial well-being than single, divorced, and widowed women? It is not because marriage is magical, honey. It is because when you separate, he keeps the house and you keep the children and the debts. If you do not have your own assets, you become hostage to masculine whims. That is why I always say, it is never too late to stop being a fool. Marry someone who adds to your bank account, not someone who decreases your balance. If you split the bill at the restaurant, you are doing charity, my love. What is happening? God forbid a man with an economy car. A poor boyfriend only gives you headaches and betrayal. Fourth painful truth. You earn 23% less than men doing the same job. That is right, almost a quarter less. And do you know what is worse? This difference has increased in recent years. In 2020, it was 20%. In 2022, it went up to 21%. And now it is at 23%. You are walking backwards, not forwards. And if you are a black woman, honey, the reality is even more cruel. You earn only 63 cents for every dollar a white man earns. That is when you can work, because 34% of American women are in the gig economy or informal work. Do you know why? Because besides working outside, you still spend 22 hours per week taking care of the house, while men spend 12 hours. You are being exploited at home and at work. The solution is not to cry, it is to be strategic. Learn to negotiate your salary, develop skills that nobody can question, and stop accepting crumbs. If the salary does not go up, who has to go up is you. The fifth truth that nobody tells you is about motherhood. Your salary decreases up to 12% after maternity leave. It is the motherhood penalty, honey. While you are at home taking care of the baby, your career is stagnating. Men do not go through this because society does not expect them to take care of the children, so you need to be smarter. Have a reserve before getting pregnant, keep your qualifications up to date during leave, and plan your return to the market like a military campaign. It is not fair, but it is reality. And look how interesting this is. 64% of women are heads of household in America. More than half of you are supporting the house alone, but still earn less. How is that possible? You carry the world on your shoulders and still get a discount on your salary. This is not coincidence, it is system. And while you do not understand that you are playing a game with different rules, you will continue losing. Now I will give you data that will shock you about how lost you are in the investment world. If there were salary equality in America, $237 billion would have been injected into the economy in 2024. $237 billion, honey. That is money you left on the table for being too submissive to demand what you deserve. Sixth brutal truth about investments. Only 14% of women feel confident to invest. 52% think stocks are too risky. Meanwhile, men are making money that you are leaving on the table. You are more cautious, research more, are less prone to making emotional decisions, but still do not invest. Do you know why? Because you have financial imposter syndrome, you think you do not know enough. Honey, a man who barely knows how to make a spreadsheet is investing in cryptocurrency, and you are afraid to buy a treasury bond. Stop underestimating yourself. Between 2015 and 2024, women's participation in the total income mass rose only from 34.2 to 36.8%. In almost 10 years, you evolved less than 3 percentage points. At this pace, you will need 100 years to achieve equality. I do not have patience to wait that long, and you should not either. The seventh and final brutal truth is the most important. You are waiting for permission to get rich. Permission from your husband, from society, from family. You think that if you earn a lot of money, they will judge you, that they will think you became greedy, materialistic. Honey, I do not love money. I just recognize its utility like I appreciate air conditioning on a hot day. It is a necessity, not an obsession. When you understand that you can be rich, you will understand that you can do anything. Poverty is a mental state, and mental state can be changed more easily than marital status. And do you know what makes me most revolted? It is that only 28.4% of companies have policies to encourage hiring women. And when it comes to Black women, this number drops to 22.7%. The system is not on your side, honey. It was made for you to fail. While you are waiting for someone to give you an opportunity, other women are creating their own opportunities. The most painful truth of all is that you are afraid of your own potential. You sabotage yourself before even trying. You stay in this mindset that you are not good enough, that you do not know enough, that you do not deserve enough. But look, if you can manage a house, take care of children, work outside, and still have energy left to watch this video, you have plenty of capacity to get rich. The problem is not competence, it is mentality. Now I will give you the secret I learned by observing the richest women in America and studying these terrifying data I just shared. They did not get rich by accident. Mackenzie Scott married a billionaire, but it was not just that. She positioned herself strategically, built relationships, and today manages philanthropic foundations worth billions. Sarah Blakely created Spanx and revolutionized the fashion industry. Oprah Winfrey built a media empire. Each one chose a strategy, but they all had one thing in common. They did not ask permission to aspire for more. And do you know what these women did differently from you? They understood that the game is unequal and decided to create their own rules. They did not wait for the system to change to benefit them. They did not wait for men to voluntarily share power. They took what was theirs by right. I will be even more direct. The reason you are not rich is not lack of opportunity. It is lack of courage. Courage to charge what you are worth. Courage to leave relationships that diminish you financially. Courage to invest even without absolute certainty. Courage to start a business even with fear of failing. You prefer the security of mediocrity to the risk of greatness. If you want to stop putting tampons on your credit card and start living like a queen, you need to make some changes now. First, take control of your finances. Do not hand over to anyone to decide where your money will stay. Second, stop spending with guilt and start investing with purpose. Third, be strategic in your relationships. Marry someone who adds, not subtracts. Fourth, negotiate your salary as if your life depended on it, because it does. Fifth, plan your motherhood financially, if applicable. Sixth, start investing even without absolute certainty. Seventh, stop asking permission to want more. And look, I will give you a golden tip that none of these finance experts have the courage to say. Learn to play the relationship game too. I am not telling you to become a heartless gold digger. I am telling you to stop being strategically stupid. If you are going to share your life with someone, let it be with someone who multiplies your possibilities, not diminishes them. Dave Ramsey did not marry just anyone. He married Sharon Ramsey, who is a successful businesswoman. This is not love. It is financial mathematics. Remember I said that the easiest way to get rich is being born rich or marrying a millionaire? If you did not have that luck, like I did not have initially, the way is to create your own wealth. But this does not mean you should despise all other strategies. Be intelligent, be calculating, be visionary. I love being rich, and I think you should also try it. The only difference between you and me is that I stopped making drama and started making money. In high school, I cried because I did not have a binder. Today, I cry because I cannot decide which Chanel bag to use to the meeting with my investment fund manager. We grow up, right? The difference is that I decided to grow upward, not sideways. And do you know why? Because I looked at this data, saw that the system was against me, and decided I would not accept it. I would not be another statistic of an indebted, underpaid, and financially submissive woman. Do you want to know what is the real difference between a rich woman and a poor woman? It is not the bank account. It is the mentality. The rich woman sees an opportunity and thinks, how can I take advantage of this? The poor woman sees the same opportunity and thinks, do I deserve this? The rich woman negotiates her salary. The poor woman accepts what they offer and thanks them. The rich woman invests to multiply. The poor woman saves to survive. And do not tell me it is easy to talk when you have money. I have also cried in the supermarket doing mental math to see if I could afford milk. The difference is that I transformed this pain into fuel, not into an excuse. I used the anger of being underestimated as motivation to prove they were wrong. And today I can say, I proved it. If you got this far and really want to change your financial situation, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you do not miss any tips on how to become a former financial fool. Leave a like if you want to have more success and learn to be truly rich. To finish, I will leave a phrase for you to reflect on. The problem is not the price of wine. It is that you are still buying on an empty stomach. Comment down below if you liked the video. I woke up to reality. I want to see who had the courage to face these brutal truths with me. Remember, money disappears, dignity goes with it. I was not always rich. I just always knew that being poor was not for me. And now you know too. Until the next video, kisses from a former fool who decided to be visionary.